So hey all, happy Saturday weekend. So in this video, I'm just going to share with you guys my Rakdos lands, or what you call the black red dual lands collection, which I purchased through the years from various online shops on eBay, maybe on other local sellers. So we start with this album. I put it in the middle of this of our card pull album. So if you can see, you can check on Rakdos Canarium from, this is forgot the expansion. This is a master set, and a playset of this is from originally from Ravnica. So next is the Essentia Blood Hole from Innistrad. So it has an ability of black red, so I will also added this to my collection, which is it can deal 2 damage to target player by just adding 3 colorless, 1 black and black red, and you're going to tap this land. So this is just basically just below $1 on each. I think currently the current price is just cheaper, but let's check now for the older sets. So this is one of my recent purchase, the Shadow Blood Ridge. This is from the, I forgot what Commander 20. This is from Commander 20 set. This is originally from Odyssey, but I couldn't get to purchase the original version, so I just settled with this. But unfortunately, this art is not the same with the other 3, as these are the original arts of this land. So this is the cycle, what they call as the filter lands, wherein you're just gonna add colorless in your top this. You're going to add 1 black and 1 red mana to your mana pool. And next is the one of the oldest and more iconic lands in this story Magic. Not expensive, but probably it's still expensive up to now because of this version. This is the Ice Age Sulphurous Springs. As you can see, the various of old sort of a wear and tear. This, I think, about 2 of these on eBay, and the other one from a fellow local player. This is the cycle of what they call as the pain lands, wherein you can just add black or red color, then just deal 1 damage to you. But also you can have the option of adding just colors mana. So I still lack one of these, which I think you can purchase maybe from a seller in Manila, or maybe you can check on Shopee in case. So I need Ice Ace version because it is the one of the black bordered version of this card, and I think this is the one of the original print, and the price is currently at around 500 to 1000, I think. So moving on, this set is from the eBay, which I got maybe 3 years or 4 years ago. This is Lava Tubes. This is a cycle card from, also from Ice Age, but its version is it's what they call the depletion lands, because you may add the depletion counters on it. So it is not untap during untap step if there are any depletion counters on this land. So during your upkeep, you may remove a depletion counter from Lava Tubes. Then as you add black or red mana, you may put a depletion counter for this card. So it's still a sort of a drawback. The art is just basic, but since it's a black red land, so it's an automatic addition to my collection. Next up is Cinder Mars from Tempest. You can add colorless and black and red, but the drawback is once you added the colored mana, it does not untap you in your next untap space. So it's basically just a basic. I love the old version of this. It's like the classic from from Tempest and of Tempest Black and the rest of the old frames, which we usually miss when we do with the new frames today. So next is Volcano. This is from Invasion. This is the first print of the card. This only drawback is just it comes to play tap, and just you can basically add black and red at any choice with no colorless mana option. This is also part of the eBay purchase, as well as Rakitar Pit. This is the one of the original fetch lands for Black Red way before the Onslaught lands were printed. But its the drawback is just, of course, the comfortably tap effect, which is very relevant if you're going to go with the lands that would need to produce mana at the same turn if you played it. So sacrifice a guitar pit, search library for a swamp or mountain, put it into play, and shuffle your library afterwards. So, but first it will come to play tap before you can activate the ability. So next, this is the version for battle dual decks. This is the dual decks version for a guitar pit, of course, with new art and frame. And we also have Cinder Barons. Still lacking 2 copies of this, as I wanted it to be foil and of this expansion. This is Zendikar, Battle for Zendikar. This is also the Gatewatch version, so I need 2 copies of this and foil. And from Canyon's Law from Amonkhet, that's the basic ordinary version, the cycling lands, wherein it has a subtype of swamp or mountain, but you can cycle it for 2 if needed. So 2 copies more of this to my collection. Just place the side by side for each, and then we have another 2 obs, which I still need to purchase more. For carving cards, the original was in Shadowmoor, but this is the version of that was in Future Sight, I think. The Shadowmoor was the recent the second version, and this one from Iconic Masters, which still retains the original art, but just the new frame. Still, I would have two of these added, and the new cards from Kaldheim, the standard Blightstep Pathway, the black red double faced land for black, and the other side is the red. And we have from this is Shadows over Innistrad, the condition lands. That's what you call the Foreboding Ruins. You may reveal a swamp or mountain as you play this, and if we do it, if you don't, I mean, it can just battlefield tap. So just the drawback is just to reveal a mountain or swamp card from your hand to have it untapped. So also place it to this. Current value is still at a minimum. Next, Smoldering Watch from Zendikar. This is Zendikar Rising. This is a dual land with the Swamp Mountain card type. I mean subtype. But enters battlefield tap unless you control 2 or more basic lands. So the only requirement drawback here is that you would need to have basic lands for it to go untap in the late game. So basically playing it maybe on turn 3 is the best way for it to go untap. So the little drawback here is the Dragon's Skull Summit, which I think the other collection was replaced when we used it before standard. So this is I think this original is from M10. Forgot the first printing of this, but it got printed many times. So just bother with what the art card is, so we can get a uniform. So it does a battlefield tap unless you control a swamp or mountain, and it produces black and red with no colorless mana option. So now we have the manland, only black red manland. I think probably in the current Magic sets. It is from Zendik. What forgot the expansion? It was the second after Zendikar. Local Riches comes with tap. It produces black and red, but if you may activate it to become a manland, you add 1 colorless mana, black and red, and it becomes a 2/2 red elemental creature token with X. Pay X, it gets extra 6 position on the loop turn. So it is still good mana sink attacker in the late game after you establish a board. I think this was basically used in Jan before in standard, the Zendikar standard, and the current value is still at an average price. So next up is Temple Malice. I think this is the last two. This is from Born of the Gods. So Skylands, this is the cycle of Skylands. And there's a battlefield tap. There's a battlefield Sky 1. You may put that card on bottom or just place it on top. And then we'll add black and red mana. So for the older sets, we have Kamigawa and Time Spiral. For Kamigawa, this is the storage lands. This is not the storage lands, but this is the... I forgot what cycle is this. It is same as the Cinder Mars version, except that it has this variant name, but still the same ability. Lantern Lit Graveyard, and we have the storage lands. This is the Molten Slag Heap. You can add storage counter by adding one colorless mana and tapping it land, or you may just tap it for any colorless. Then if you remove counters, storage counters from it, for example, if you add one, then remove X. For example, if you have two storage counters from it, you can remove two, and then you will add 2 mana by a combination of black and red to your mana pool. So this is basically from Time Spiral set. I'm not sure if it was reprinted in Time Spiral Remastered, but anyway, so that was the end. These are just the rest of my collection for Kaladesh lands, which I got to keep it before it gets the value increased. And also this is the Bloodfield Caves, which I think I would need to have a foil version and with the same art. So currently it's still just 2 copies, so looking for it for the foil may be hard, but overall I think I've added most of the lands. The shock lands are like the Blood Crypt and the Bloodsin Mire still from the card pool at the moment, so I wasn't able to put it in the album, but it's still used in the card pool for our decks. So overall, hope you enjoyed this share of my Blockhead collection. You can basically check the list of your lands if ever you want to collect tri-lands or other card types by checking on the website was mtglands.com or something like that. You can just Google it for MCG lands, Magic the Gathering lands, and for any copies. So that's about it for this video. I do hope you enjoy this sharing of my collection. And until the next time, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more Magic the Gathering content.